Guys, sorry about that. How about now? Let me try this again. All right. Welcome to the next chapter forward, fellas. There's a number I want to share with you, okay? 700,000 Black Americans. Okay? 700,000 Black Americans are living abroad. They're gone. Why is that? Is it a trend? I think it's a movement, and it's really what next chapter forward is all about. Today, we're going to answer the one question: why did they really leave? Okay. And why does that answer have anything to do with what's inside your chest? That's what we want to know today. Why did 700,000 Black Americans leave? Why did they really leave? And what's in your chest right now when you hear that number? How does that make you feel? Put it in the comments how that makes you feel when you hear that number. If this is your first time here, I'm point guard Stephen Bardo, former professional basketball player and color analyst, TV commentator for college basketball and NBA. And I moved away from the United States and moved to Mexico about 14 months ago. I couldn't take what was going on in the States. I'd had some racial incidents, and I just knew there'd be a better way. So I cut short a very successful 25-year career on national television to save myself, to get out of the United States, to get to a place where I felt more safe, where my nervous system could reset, and where I feel respected. If that resonates with you, then fellas, you're in the right place. Okay. All right. So this 700,000 Black Americans living abroad, right? And there's a thing that's going on around social media that people are really talking about. Therapy was not made for Black men. Brothers are saying it out loud, right? You guys know it. Mental therapy in the United States was not built for us, right? The framing that a lot of mental health people use, it doesn't account for the generational racial trauma. So if you can't deal with the basic level of the source of terrorism for a lot of Black people currently in the United States, then what good is mental health or mental health therapy? Now, my own personal experience, guys, I'm a little bit different. I found a Jewish lesbian therapist that was the best therapist I ever had. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you letting me know. My therapist was Jewish and she was lesbian. And for whatever reason, it worked for me. It resonated with me. And I think one of the reasons why she and I worked is because one, she dealt with athletes before. She'd worked with high achieving people like myself. Secondly, she admitted, she's like, look, Stephen, I can't really go in depth on that because I just don't have the knowledge. I haven't studied that. I haven't been trained to deal with unique African-American racial trauma. So we kept it a buck with one another, right? And we talked about what we could. But in general, I really don't think that therapy is made for us. I really don't. The reframing your thinking part that a lot of therapists like to do with us, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. So, guys, here's the thing. The 700,000 number reveals, what does it reveal? While brothers are in therapy office that were not built for them, 700,000 of us have already self-prescribed. They changed the environment. Remember, guys, you've heard me say this a lot. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. So when you're thinking about your current reality in the United States, if you're watching from the United States, put in the chat, where you guys are watching me from. I really appreciate your time spending your lunch hour with me. But put in the chat where you're calling from. All right. So the major accelerants for these black people self-prescribing themselves and getting the heck up out of Dodge, some of them are the DEI rollbacks, the voting rights situation, the housing costs, the black unemployment rate, which is, I think, more than double that of the national rate. Sound familiar, right? All these things, okay? So, guys, we're not refugees. We're not running. We're graduates. The name of our community members in Next Chapter Forward, you know what our name is? We're free agents. You know why free agents is so appealing to what our mission is in Next Chapter Forward, of building a worldwide network of black men who have successfully relocated outside the United States, and we're in this community to help one another out. You know why free agents, why I pick free agents, why it's so good? Is because it carries a dual meaning that hits perfectly in sports. A free agent has earned the right to choose their next destination based on what's best for them in life. It means you are no longer bound by old contracts, societal expectations, or geographic boundaries. You are entirely in control of your next season. That's what free agency is. You guys are free agents. Okay? That's the name of our Next Chapter Forward community members. We're free agents. We're seeking sovereignty, true freedom. Okay? All right. So with that in mind, keep that in mind as we're going through these statistics and things of that nature, okay? So guess where the number one destination of those 700,000 black Americans is? I'm sitting in it right now. It's Mexico. Mexico is the number one destination for black expats. So does that surprise any of you? I know it doesn't surprise me. And one of the major tenets, and one of the things that I repeat often to my community and to the people who are interested in what we're doing, is when you think about leaving the United States, most of us, if we're over 50, we've been working for 30 or 40 years. So we've got some money saved up. We've got family members. We've got people depending on us because we support a lot of people, brothers. Y'all know that, right? What country checks off most boxes? Mexico. Why do I say that? So I was speaking to this brother. I'm going to give you his initials, BG. And BG, I've met him down here in Playa on one of his trips. And he's about to move down here. BG talks about his mother is 83 years old, very healthy, and still living in Oklahoma City. So BG is going to be able to fly direct from Cancun to Oklahoma City, which is, it might be less than a 2-hour flight. He can get in and out. He's based out of Austin, Texas. That's an hour 20 flight. So as black men, fellas, so many people depend on us that Mexico makes the most sense, in my opinion, because it's like flying to another state. It's not like flying to Europe or Africa or Asia. You're flying to another state. I've said this over and over again. I can fly from Cancun to Chicago quicker than I could fly from Chicago to Los Angeles or Chicago to Miami. The flight from Cancun to Chicago is shorter than the flight from Chicago to Miami. It's way shorter than the flight from Chicago to Los Angeles. So you're talking geographically. Second, Mexico, guys, Mexico was a safe harbor for runaway slaves. Mexico has a history of African blood. The Africans were here first. This is a known fact. Mexican people are, there are some that want, what do you call it? Proximity to whiteness. There are a lot of Mexican people who are brainwashed, just like there are a lot of black Americans who are brainwashed. But when you come down here in Mexico as a black man and you walk around here and you see how the people treat you, I'd be willing to bet money that you will feel like you're treated better here than you will be in the United States. On almost every location where black Americans reside in Mexico. We're talking Cabo San Lucas, La Paz, Esmeralda, Tijuana, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico City, Puebla, Miguel de Allende, San Miguel de Allende, Oaxaca, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum. Everywhere you go where black people are living, successfully living, I guarantee you if you interview them or you stop them on the street and you talk to them, they feel respected. That's third, right? Fourth, Mexico doesn't have chemtrails. So they're not actively poisoning their citizens. Okay? And fifth, the food is great and the people are wonderful. So why wouldn't black Americans come down here to Mexico and live out their best lives with all those different factors, right? So let's contrast some things here. I'm gonna run this down for you guys so you can feel this. In America, traffic and code switching. In Playa del Carmen, my morning walks and no Beckys or Kens. Everybody minds their business down here. If you speak to people, they speak back to you. If you don't speak to people, they mind their business. Isn't that novel? Okay. Hypervigilance in public. That was me. Neighbors don't know they don't know my resume. They don't know what I've done. The guys in the Thursday night group, the black men's Thursday night dinners that we have every week, they didn't know for like the first two and a half months that I played basketball, that I was on the air. They didn't know. Nobody cares. I don't care because that's what I did. That's not my identity. I love basketball. It's been a huge part of my life. But I'm a black man first. I'm a father first, right? And so that all this stuff, when you go to another country, you'll understand that status and the stuff that the Epstein class tries to make important, it's not important. It's really not. Bill anxiety on $2,000 a month Social Security in the United States. That's the average amount that people get from Social Security now in the United States is a little bit more than $2,000 per month. You are really going to worry if that's what you have to live on in the United States. You really have to go somewhere rural, or you have to be in a very tough neighborhood in an urban area to be able to afford a decent living on $2,000 a month Social Security. You know what $2,000 a month gets you here in Playa del Carmen? You can rent a studio or one bedroom, a really nice one, for $800 to $1,000. Your grocery bills would be less than $300 to $400 a month. I don't have transportation. I walk everywhere. If I need to go somewhere, like last night, me and my son went to Soy Capitan, this seafood restaurant. It cost us 160 pesos, so round trip it was $10. And eating out, there was 400 pesos, all you could eat seafood. It is good. 400 pesos, guys, is $22. So your $2,000 a month here affords you a very comfortable life, guys, and you got access to the ocean. You get the vitamin D every day. It's 91 degrees outside right now. Okay? And then lastly, in America, you're on survival mode. Here, your nervous system, I have to relearn what peace looks like. Think about that, guys. I'm 58 years old. It took me a full calendar year to relearn for my central nervous system what peace is supposed to look like. So now when you know, sometimes like when a car will backfire or something and you hear something loud or something in the States, I always respond. I'm always like, because I'm always on edge. Here, I'll hear stuff and I'll wait a few seconds because I'm not reacting to everything that moves around me. I'm more calm. And 9 times out of 10, it's nothing that's my business anyway. But in the States, you're so hyper vigilant that everything that happens, you respond to. That's why you're tired. That's why you're worn out. That's why when you go on vacation, you have to sleep for the first 2 days because you're hyper vigilant. You're in survival mode, guys. Okay. So listen, I'm not saying Mexico is perfect. I'm saying my central nervous system didn't know what to do with peace when I got here. I had to relearn that. That's what decades of trauma does. And changing countries changed my biology. I'm going to say that again, guys. Changing countries changed my biology. Guys, I keep saying that we're prisoners of war. I keep saying that. I don't like when we refer to ourselves as ex-slaves or our ancestors as slaves. We're prisoners of war. Our ancestors were prisoners of war, and we continue to be. How in the heck can this dude that occupies the Black House in DC, how can he sue the IRS for $10 billion? Of which he's over the Justice Department and the IRS. He sues the government for $10 billion. The government settles for just under $1.8 billion. And they gave him discretion on that money. That's our tax dollars, guys. And you know what he's setting that money up for? A slush fund for the January 6th protesters. The stripping of the Voting Rights Act. Guys, we're prisoners of war. I'm trying to get y'all to understand this because you guys are thinking that you got 2 or 3 years before you leave. I don't think that's accurate, guys. They are closing the exit ramps off of living in America very quickly. I tried to get an airline ticket back to Chicago, and I had to play games. From Cancun to Chicago used to cost me $250. They're trying to hit me for $600 something. I had to change my VPN and do some other stuff. I got another ticket for the same distance for like $380 or $390. But guys, so if you're a prisoner of war, right? That means that you're in a hostile environment. Okay, think about this, black man. I said, and this is something you'll understand what I mean when I'm saying this. Okay, I had to tell my buddy, my best friend, who I talk to every day, Don Darden, love him to death. We talk every single day. I told Don, and I'm going to tell each one of you guys, okay, William Newberry, Colin, Armando Garcia. I'm going to tell each one of you guys, if you're Black American, I'm so proud of you because every day you wake up and you move around the United States, every billboard, every media impression, every newspaper or print magazine, 95% of the images and the information towards us is negative. So if you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, Black man in the United States, congratulations. You have survived an onslaught that no other race of people could ever deal with. Guys, we thrive in spite of that. I used to hate to go to school, and my mom and dad knew why I hated to go to school. You know why I hated to go to school, guys? Because I wasn't learning anything about myself. Who wants to spend years in a classroom and you don't learn nothing about yourself? You don't learn anything that can solve problems in your community. That's what education is supposed to be. Education is the root word is Greek, and I don't know the exact etymology of it, but education helps you solve problems in your community. The public fool system that we call the school system, the public fool system, it answers zero problems in the Black community. Okay? You gentlemen have overcome that every day of your lives. Do you know how hard that is? To continually learn about somebody else, to continually hear negative things about you and your people, and to overcome all that negativity, understand what it is, understand what it's trying to do to us, unlearn the BS, refortify your mind with Black positivity, and thrive as a prisoner of war. So that's the point I really wanted to hit home for you guys. You're behind enemy lines, fellas. There's nothing designed in the United States for your benefit. Nothing. And if there is something, put it in the comments and let me know. Educate me, or as as my friend says, one of his favorite sayings when he's like, educate, he says, circumcise me, educate me, because I want the knowledge, right? So I applaud you, brothers, who are tuning in, because you've had to overcome this negative onslaught every day of your lives. You're still here, you're still smiling, you're still thriving, and you're trying to join the 700,000 Black Americans who've already made this move. If you weren't, you wouldn't be watching me right now. Okay? So understand, guys, this mentality as we look and we're going through these statistics, right? And so you're running away. Oh, I heard that so many times, or I've heard Caucasian people on Facebook say that you're a traitor, right? So running away from what exactly? Almost 8% Black unemployment rate, a government that just declared a refugee emergency for people who aren't us, a mental health system that's failed us for the past 50 years. Fellas, that's not running. You're graduating. You ain't running from nothing. You're graduating. You're getting from behind enemy lines. Like you hit the Underground Railroad. This is the modern day Underground Railroad, fellas. And if you don't think it's that serious, think again. So I want you to put in the comments what just came to your mind, because I know some stuff came to your mind when I just said that. Picture yourselves as slaves, working for next to nothing all day, working at 9 to 5 in present day and struggling to pay your bills, going out and working in the fields and being disrespected, going to your current job and feeling the slights and the microaggressions from people that don't look like you. In slavery days, trying to protect your children from being raped or assaulted, or someone giving them negative thoughts about themselves or whatever, trying to protect your children. Oh, in present day, you got to worry about your kids going to the public food system, and other folks might be armed, or they get a teacher that is just there for the paycheck that doesn't look like them, because 80%. This is a decade ago. I don't know what the numbers are now. 80% of the public food system teachers in the elementary school level were Caucasian women. So Black boys getting labeled as behavioral problems, or disorderly conduct, or talking back to the teacher or whatnot, right? So you see where I'm going with this, guys. Now, I'm talking to y'all in a public forum, but I learned back in my media days, if you're spitting facts, it doesn't matter where you're talking. People will see it. They'll get upset. That's their business. I'm not talking to people who will get upset. I'm talking to you, brothers. Okay? You're not running away. You graduated. You're elevating out of the open air prison that's disguised as the United Snakes of America. Okay? Or I'm too old, or I'm too set in my ways. Too old. You're 50, 55, 60. Muhammad Ali was still fighting at 36. LeBron James is still playing ball at 41. You got 20, 25, 30 years left. The question is, where do you want to spend them? In survival mode or in your next chapter? Because I think you guys can understand it's not getting better. We're not going to go to sleep. We're not going to take a nap. And we're going to wake up and it's going to be back the way it was. Guys, it's not going that way. It's not going that way. There's so many. This summer I want you guys to be careful. Don't spend your money. Put your money up. Guys, we have a water crisis in the United States that no one's talking about. We've got this Iran war situation. We don't know how that's going to affect things. The fertilizer that was supposed to ship around the world, 25% of it didn't go out. So there's going to be famine in certain parts of the world. I'm not saying the United States. But guys, this is going to get ugly. The next 6 to 12 months is going to be brutal. It might be the worst we've ever seen. El Nino, the warming of the ocean. The oceans are as hot as they've ever been. The last time it was this hot, it was 1877. And there were 6 million people that died from famine. Because El Nino caused droughts in some places, caused floods in other places. The United States is not going to be unscathed by this, guys. The World Cup is supposed to be coming to the United States. And you know what kind of fiasco is happening right now? Some of the people that are trying to get in the country can't get in because the United States are fooling with their visas. This is a multi-billion-dollar operation, the largest sports operation in the world. And a lot of matches and things are set up to be hosted in the United States. And the host cities are having trouble getting money that they were supposed to get reimbursed for. It's going to be a fiasco, guys. The fuel prices are going to increase everything. Food prices are going to shoot up through the roof. And I just want you guys to be prepared. I don't think anybody's talking to you like this. Okay? All right. So what are you actually protecting yourself from by staying? Write that in the chat. I want to see it. What benefits do you have with staying in the United States as opposed to seeking to relocate to a country that better suits your needs? Please share with me, because I'm generally interested, because these are things that I want to discuss to be able to help you guys make the best decisions for all of you. Okay. Now, if you haven't done so already, go to my bio, get your global scouting report. It's a very short 8-question quiz. It takes 2 minutes. It gives you a score of your readiness to relocate. You'll either be a dreamer, a planner, a packer, or you'll be ready to relocate. It also gets you signed up automatically for the next chapter forward email list. Okay. I email probably every day, and I get some really good insights on email that I can't, necessarily share on lives. So if that interests you, go get your global scouting report or type free throw 15 in the comments. I'll send you a link. Me and you can have a 15-minute phone call. It's totally free, and it helps me flush out where you are, what your concerns are, and kind of the roadmap, and I can offer you some different things after that call. So go get your global scouting report or type free throw 15 in the comments. I'll send you a link, and you can schedule time with yours truly. Okay? All right. Now, let me get, you guys have been patient. I appreciate you. Let me get to some of your comments here. William Newberry, good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for support. Guys, William is a free agent. He's been rocking. Wait a minute. Oh, that's why I couldn't do it. Let me take this off. Yeah, William Newberry is a free agent. He's a next chapter forward free agent. There we go. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, Colin. Yes. Realizing their worth and future destiny. Yes, Colin T. We're there. We are there. The ancestors had us sitting down during these, the things that melt, and they were dealing with our brown brothers and sisters. The ancestors told us to sit down. There was no Radio 1 or Tom Jordan Morning Show or Breakfast Club. There was no one black outlet that told all the black Americans to do that. That was our ancestors, and we all heard it and we listened. So this is the beginning of the Great Awakening. Colin, you're exactly right. M. Namdi, y'all look. M. Namdi's a free agent, right? He and his beautiful wife come here to Playa. I think they're back. Their son is in medical school at the University of Michigan doing really good things. And this brother comes, I've seen him now like 2 or 3 times here in the last week or two before he and his wife left. Always appreciate him. Always appreciate your words and your support. And look forward to seeing you when we get back to Playa, man. I need to come to that rooftop. You all told me about, but somebody else said, man, y'all got the best rooftop in the city. So let me know when you come back. We need to connect. Oh, man, that's what's up, Colin. Okay. That's what's up. Hey, look, any black man that's in a European-run country will resonate with what we're talking about. So I'm so excited to have you on here, Colin. Welcome. And soon migrating to Ghana. Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations. Let's stay in touch, man. Let me get your global scouting report or type Frito15 in the comments. I want to talk to you because I want to track how you're doing, because as we're building this next chapter forward community of brothers, there'll be sisters in there as well. There's sisters that are in the group. But these brothers that are going to go to these different places around the world, we're setting up our network. So, Colin, I'd love for you to be a part of that. Okay. Okay. LA, Armando Garcia. What's up, Armando from LA? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Personal wisdom. I like free agent. However, I need more cash. Okay. I've got something for you, but you need to direct message me. Okay. I was on a Frito15 call with his actual last name is Blue. I'm just going to call him Mr. Blue. And one of the things that Mr. Blue has done, he's already moved to Mexico. Like he lives in Nogales, somewhere in Arizona. So he's able to go over the border very easily into Mexico. He's in some coastal city that I won't reveal. But the thing of it is, he saved some money, so he's got some time and some months to go ahead and figure out exactly where he wants to be. He's got a daughter and a girlfriend. They're going to go to different spots in Mexico to figure out where they want to set up shop. But he wants to find a way to make money digitally. I can help you do that. Send me a message. Mexico went to war with America over slavery, amongst other things. Remember the Alamo. Guys, that's facts. That's facts. So any of this stuff that, like, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, a lot of times on Facebook will like to tell me, well, if Mexico's so good, why are all these people trying to get to the United States? The majority of people that are coming to the United States are very poor. Mexico is a rich country, guys. Don't get it twisted. Mexico is probably the crown jewel of Latin America. It's the richest country in Latin America. I know that. Mexico is not a poor country. The people that you see trying to get to the United States are poor Mexicans. They're not working class. I would guess that 90 to 95% of Mexicans are very happy with living in Mexico. It's that 5% who are desperate that try to get to the United States. Okay. So let's not don't listen to the media driven narratives about Mexican people and Latino people that hate black people. They're brainwashed too. They're brainwashed by, guys, we have one true enemy. All the people of color in the planet have one true enemy. Okay? Don't believe the hype. The US dollar is being devalued to settle the debt of the US, which is out of control. Get your money out of our whole system if you can. Look into the app Wise and move your money to a better currency. Get it out now. Guys, see, this is why it's important to have a very active and knowledgeable community, because you don't just need to hear what I'm saying. You need to listen to what everybody in the community is saying. I don't know if I want to share this online, because when you do, you become a target. Let's just say some of those investment opportunities that are fairly new to the U.S. market, I'm well invested in those. And I'm going to give you a scenario of what Nnamdi is talking about right here, okay? You guys keep hearing this thing called the Clarity Act, the Clarity Act, the Clarity Act, okay? There was a Genius Act that passed last year that gave parameters for certain cryptocurrencies. The Clarity Act is the big one. If the Clarity Act gets passed and it's passed certain hurdles, they still have to pass it in June, I believe, next month. If the Clarity Act passes, that gives specific legislation for all cryptocurrencies of how they'll be, they're either a commodity or a security. And so the difference in those is who is overseeing those. The commodities are overseen by the CFCC or CTCC, and obviously the securities are governed by the SEC. Okay. What the U.S., in my opinion, is trying to do, stable coins will, what is a stable coin? A stable coin is a cryptocurrency equivalent of a dollar bill, because a lot of stable coins are pegged, they're tied to the US dollar. Okay. So if these institutions, these large financial institutions, BlackRock, Merrill Lynch, JP Morgan, if they offer these stable coins to their retirement plans or their pension plans, there will be trillions that will come into the stable coin community, because there's already billions in there. It will now be trillions. So what happens is, if people get stable coins and they get 20 stable coins, well, that's backed by 20 US dollars. So if money comes into stable coins, I believe what Nnamdi's saying, they're going to try to flip these pegged cryptocurrencies, these stable coins, into pay off the US debt. I know it sounds tricky, but this is why you're seeing them have so much urgency. Why Jerome Powell was replaced by, I believe, Kevin Warsh. I believe that's the new chairman of the Federal Reserve, because the administration is trying to get their money. This is a kleptocracy. These people are stealing our money. This is what Nnamdi is referring to, guys. This is the largest theft of U.S. tax dollars ever, and it ain't even close. So heed the warning, okay? Colin says running equals admission of guilt of a corrupt system that they've contributed to. I like that. Colin, you on one today, buddy. And I believe it's probably evening time, probably 6 or 7 year time. The only benefit I have in the UK is the benefit currently of the fiat value. All else is an illusion. And Colin, that fiat's about to be an illusion here pretty soon. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you for this. See what I'm saying, guys? This is why the community is so important, because we want to make each other smarter. He ain't getting at me. He's helping me be more knowledgeable about what I'm saying. And this is very interesting, guys, because here's the deal. Mexico is richest by total size, but by GDP, it would be Panama. Do you guys realize that Panama was a made-up country by the United States? That used to be Colombia. So the U.S. went and annexed that land for that Panama Canal. That's the only reason the GDP of Panama is more than Mexico. And that's about to change, because Mexico has a canal that the Chinese helped build that will cut 5 days off of the transit time if you go through Panama Canal. Instead, if you go through Mexico, you save 5 to 6 days of transit. So right now, Panama by GDP, but soon Mexico will have it all. This is a booming country. This will be a top. It's estimated in the next 10 years, Mexico will at least be a top 5 or 6 economy in the world. Right now, I believe they're 13th. In 10 years, this is a juggernaut. And don't be surprised if Mexico joins BRICS. They're trying to, Mexico, from a diplomacy standpoint, could really teach the United States a lot of lessons, right? If they actually cared, which we know they don't. But Mexico doesn't have any natural enemies. They haven't been screwing with other countries. They've been humanitarian heavyweights to Cuba, to Venezuela. There was something else that happened 5 years ago, and Mexico stepped up big time. But Mexico, guys, these are rich areas. Don't get your mind skewed by the United States and what we consider to be wealthy. It's out of proportion. Okay. Okay, interesting here. The atomizer. Do you believe that a lot of things that are being said about people of color over in Asian countries are spread by white Western style propaganda? Having played professionally in Japan for 4 seasons, I believe the Japanese people are easily impressionable about non-Japanese people. You got to remember, guys, Japan is an island country. It is about the size of California, but it has half of the U.S.'s population. So take half of the 340 million people that live in the United States and put all of them in the state of California. That's Japan. Japan, for a long time, for centuries, wasn't really friendly to people coming into their country. This has been within the last 70 to 80 years, I believe, or since World War II. Since after World War II, people, travel freely in and out of Japan. But before then, it wasn't like that. So Asian people get caught up on, let me not say that. Some Asian people get caught up on media images that they're given because they don't have anybody to go. They don't have a friend to go down the street and say, hey, Jerome, is this right? They don't have that. So they go with narratives a lot. Okay. And I think it could be a combination of Western narratives. But I also think it's a cultural thing, because Japanese people look at us as, like, I was looked at as Godzilla at 6'6", and I ducked to get in the train and all that. And people, now this was back in the late 90s. It's a lot different, I believe now. But Japan's a very unique culture, and some of those Asian populations are unique cultures, and it's from a lack of knowledge. That's all. Johnny Blaze, what's good? Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Hey, you know what, Jermaine? We would have been a heck of a lot better off. Have you been to Panama? For those that have been to Panama, let me know what you thought of Panama if you've been there. I love the place. This is the only reason I don't push Panama as hard as I push some of the other countries. It's because they use the U.S. dollar. So they have U.S. prices. It's not as expensive as the United States, but it's comparable, right? You don't get the 30, 40%, sometimes close to 50% discount that you get in certain areas of Mexico. Panama is, any place that uses the U.S. dollar is going to be more expensive. But it's a great, I love Panama. I love it. Okay, Don Worldwide. Thank you. Welcome to Next Chapter Forward. You're an official free agent now. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing. Okay, now personal wisdom. Here's what I want to make you understand. It's very rare that Americans will go to another country and find work that's satisfactory to them. Here's why I say that. The work can be satisfactory, but your pay is not going to be what you're used to in the United States. So I often advise men who are looking to relocate, if you have this type of, you've got 43 years in the utility industry, what I would suggest you do is set up a consultancy to where you can consult with American companies first. Then you take that American track record of success, you show it to the local people, local utility companies of whatever country you're in. Then you come in as a consultant. Now you can set your price for what you want to be paid. Because if you go just to work in a foreign country like Mexico, there are opportunities to work, but the average Mexican salary, and I think it's $500. I'm going to look this up real quick. The average Mexican monthly salary. Let's see. Okay, so I was okay. The average gross monthly salary in Mexico is $940 to $1,200 USD per month, but that's gross monthly. That means that a lot of rich people are pulling up a lot of poor people because the median income is closer to $450 to $800 a month. I quote $500 to $600 a month. So the median income here is $500 to $600 USD, not pesos, US dollars. Okay. So if you have 43 years of experience in the utility industry, personal wisdom, I can work with you to set up your own consultancy. It wouldn't be hard. With all your wisdom and knowledge, you always want, guys, I want you to think of, we have to utilize the United States' reputation around the world for business. Now, our reputation in terms of human rights and that type of thing obviously has been damaged. But in terms of business, you'll still be viewed with a lot of respect. So if you can show personal wisdom that you've got this 43 years in this industry, that you've had success, that now you're working with certain companies, and it could be a person that you worked with in the past, that just have them write you a letter or have them write you a paragraph of what type of work you've done. that can add to your consultancy, because personal wisdom, I'm telling you, you don't realize how much wisdom you put it right. Where is it? In your name, wisdom. But to have 43 years in one industry, that you're an expert. You're an elite expert. It would be very easy for you to set up a consultancy, and it'd be far more lucrative for you than to go work a job in that place. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Yes, we did. Oh, good point, Johnny. Good point, Johnny. Y'all peep that, right? Y'all see what Johnny said? Talking about Japan, right? Americans helped rebuild Japan, so they have a love affair. He's right. He is exactly right. So they're heavily influenced by the West. Okay, so keep that in mind. Hey, I'm looking forward to it, brother. I'll be here. I will be here. Panama is nice, but it's expensive, and it's sad to see Black Panamanians without the political clout to affect positive change for themselves. So, guys, you've heard me say it. Where there are people of African descent and there are resources, you will find colonizers everywhere. How is it that Nnamdi can point this out in Panama? I went to Dominican Republic in January, saw it. I went to Colombia last fall, I saw it. I've been to Panama. I've been to Costa Rica. I saw it. I'm going to Brazil next month. I'm going to see it because I've been researching it. God's chosen people at the bottom of the economic totem pole. That tells you all you need to know. Let's see. I've seen the infrastructure can help upgrade the system. Bro, I'm telling you, you'd be able to write your ticket from a consultant's standpoint, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you need some help with that, let me know, because I'm not even in the utility industry, but I do know how to set up a consultancy, and it wouldn't be that hard for you, okay? So let me know if that interests you. DM me if that's what you want to do, okay? So guys, I wanted to share that with you, and I want to give you guys some encouragement, because the thing of it is, when you're seeing these brothers like Nnamdi, he's married with kids in college. David Newman, who is a brother down here in Mexico with us now. He's in our men's group. David's retired military, but and he's got his kids, and he went back to the crib, but I'm just putting David's stuff out there, but he's my man. Y'all haven't met him yet, but David was scheduled to go back home. He went back home. He's supposed to go back home for a month. He cut his trip short by 2 weeks. He said his family was noticing him starting to get back into that American toughness, that shield, that armor. He had lost it when he came down here. It started to come back, and his family told him, "You need to go back to Mexico." And he's back down here now and smiling. Dave's a handsome brother, man. Great energy, takes great care of himself. I believe he trains people as well, so he's in great physical condition. He's just one of these guys you like to be around because he's always upbeat, full of energy, great dude. But the fact that his family saw him lose his glow in 2 weeks and told him, "You need to go back." The Nnamdi, David, myself, these are great examples, guys, of guys in different, me and David are single. Nnamdi's married. John Key is another brother I met with down here. He's a retired educator. He's single. He's got a daughter, but he's single. So guys, there are married men down here. There are single men down here. There are younger brothers down here. There are older brothers down here. Okay? I'm trying to give you guys so many examples because I want you to understand that wherever you want to go, you deserve it. Okay? We're entitled, guys. And I don't even like entitlement. Damn it, we're entitled. We're entitled to find a place that you will be your best self, that you can beam like David. His people saw it when he first got back. They saw it. And then they saw the light dim. They love him enough to tell him, get your behind back to where that light was brightest. Don't you want your light to shine bright, guys? Don't you want to be that example for your family? You can't show up PTSD survivor. Your nervous system shot. You're looking out. You're looking for the next microaggression. You're simply trying to go into the store to spend the money that you earned, that you worked hard for. You're simply trying to spend your money, and you're gonna get people to look at you sideways. Like, woman, do you know what I had to do to get this money? And I'm coming in here to get this, and I can't get quality customer service because you don't like black people? Guys, each and every one of you men, even women that are watching this, this is not color, this is everybody. Each of you deserves, if you've made it to this point in life, if you've lived to 50, 60, 70, 80, each one of you deserves to live how you want to live out the rest of your lives. I can help you make that happen. But guys, you have to believe that it's possible. It can't be you watching me for 2 years and watching 10 other YouTubers and watching other people and not make any moves. I guarantee you the people on my side, us YouTubers that are getting our message out to our community members, we get frustrated because we have to talk to one another and find out new and different ways to present this information to you so that maybe the 6th time, maybe the 9th or 12th time, it will click. Okay? Don't get like I was. Before I left, guys, I was really going to hurt someone or I was going to get hurt. I was literally going into stores looking for races. Looking for that. I'm going in the store to get whatever I was going to get, but I'm vigilant for races because I'm Public Enemy. Y'all know it. Y'all know what that song, Can't Trust It. He wanted to get his hands around the hands on the neck around the man with the whip. That's where I was. And I allowed myself to get so bad, guys, that I prematurely ended a 25-year television broadcasting career. I had one of the best jobs. Anybody that really loves sports, I had the best job ever. And I could have done that for at least another 15 years with no question. All 3 networks, NBC Sports, Big Ten Network, and Fox Sports, were all entering negotiations for another 2-year deal. And I walked away from it all. Okay? I've been associated with basketball all my life. My father played college basketball. My brother and sister played college basketball. Right? I went right from playing professionally into the broadcasting arena. So I had known nothing but basketball. Basketball had been the constant in my life. And I left all of that behind because I was going to kill one of them saltines. I'm telling you, I was going to snap their neck. And I wasn't going to run and hide about it either. I was fed up. I don't want you to get to that point because you become dangerous. I was dangerous. right? I've got a nasty temper. And if it's unleashed on somebody that I feel is disrespecting me, oh baby, y'all remember Adrian Peterson? They used to call him all day because he could run like that all day. I could fight like that all day. Once the switch flips, I can fight all day. Because guys, you guys know that had an older brother. Those of you that have grew up with an older brother, you know what I'm talking about. That dude terrorized me, man. I ain't scared of nobody because my big brother looked huge in my eyes when I was growing up. And I was not afraid to tackle him or go at him. I knew I was going to get my head knocked off, but I had to get a piece. That's my mentality. I don't want you guys to get there. We don't need black men walking around as time bombs. We know we have them. We know we have a lot of black men walking around as health time bombs. We know we have a lot of black men walking around as relationship time bombs. Hurt people, guys. So we understand that the United States is not a place of healing for us. It was never designed for us. We have thrived in spite of all that. You all find yourselves viewing this live show right now, having overcome, if you're a black man in the United States, every single day. You have overcome 95% of everything that you see, hear, and read that's negatively slanted towards you. You had to endure school that didn't teach you anything about yourself, and yet you endured it and you mastered it. You had to go to workplaces that were hostile by nature. You received microaggressions. You didn't get that promotion. Someone got promoted over you that was far less qualified. You got coworkers who are man, I talked to this brother. I'll keep his name anonymous. He's a brother that you would think is in the media because he's got such great command of the English language. And he was he was high up in his career field. And he's currently got a lawsuit going against those people that he used to work with. I mean, this brother's heavy, very intelligent, very down to earth, but very intelligent. And he's having to sue people because they're intimidated by him in the workplace. So you guys have had those examples, the microaggressions, getting overlooked for the raise, the promotion, and you all have overcome all of that. And yet you find yourselves here at this juncture of your lives, understanding that you have a decision to make. And here's what I'm going to tell you, fellas. I support you. If you need to stay in the United States and that's your best decision, by all means, stay in Next Chapter Forward. If you don't have plans to relocate, I still want you in Next Chapter Forward. Here's why. Because there might be something that happens to you that's outside of your control that will change your mind, that get you quick, fast, in a hurry to leave. Or you stay, you get in the Next Chapter Forward community. You see what's going on. You see the success stories. You see the information. And at any time, you can change your mind and reach out to yours truly. I'm here to help. Okay? But guys, I'm going to leave you with this. We're in a critical state right now. There are fundamental things that we took for granted for 50 or 60 years that are undergoing structural change. And so the way that life looks in the United States right now, from a black male perspective, is shifting rapidly. Okay? You have everything that you need to make this move. You're strong enough. You're smart enough. Even if your family doesn't necessarily agree with the move, you've got a group, this community. You can always reach out to me. You can reach out to different community members. By the way, I've restarted the Facebook group, Next Chapter Forward Facebook group. Okay. I try to do it on a, in a different situation. I get it. You guys don't want to deal with another login and name, and I get it. You're familiar with Facebook. I get it. So I've restarted the Next Chapter Forward Facebook group, and I post on in the YouTube post, in the community post. That's where we're going to be present, like almost every day of the week. I'm trying to be 4 or 5 days a week where I have a theme per day that we're going to be inside of the Facebook group and the YouTube community post. Okay? Guys, you have everything that you need, but car repos are at an all-time high. Home foreclosure numbers are at 2008 level. I think they're a little bit higher now than 2008 levels. The job market is going away. Jobs are being lost daily. Okay? The dollar is losing value on purpose. What M. Nomney was talking about, get your money out of the system. The dollar it's a controlled collapse. So they're collapsing these institutions that we used to rely on. So when these things shift, and when you start to feel the effects of this inflation and this El Nino, this car repo situation, the housing foreclosure situation, the water shortage situation, the grid situation, I want you to think about something, guys. Why would this administration continue to build these data centers that damage the already aging electric grid and take up fresh water? So now Galveston is out of water. Des Moines, Iowa is out of water. Lake Tahoe. Did you guys hear what happened in Lake Tahoe? They built a data center near Lake Tahoe that is taking up so much energy. The city has told the citizens of Lake Tahoe that you have to find another energy source. Now, guys, Lake Tahoe, my dad is an avid golfer. He used to go out and golf with his friends in Lake Tahoe every year. That's a well-to-do community that is being told that you have to find another energy source because the data center that was built out there is taking up all the energy. So they're building something that's stressing out the electrical grid. And the same thing that they're building that's stressing out the electrical grid is taking up all the fresh water. Guys, if you can't see that, I mean, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see that, guys. That's one aspect of all that's happening right now. There's a lot going on, and it's going to come to a head real soon. So this is my advice as I'm closing. For those black men who do not have your passport, please get your passport. You can't do anything without your passport. That's base level. Make that a priority. Within the next 2 months, if you don't have your passport right now, go get your passport. Invest money to go to a big city to get it done the same day. Spend $225. Guys, I'm telling you, get your passports. If you haven't gotten them, get them. Okay? What's your take on Dominica, an island in the Caribbean? Personally, for me, that is as close to a place I can afford that comes close to any Latin destination with my limited. No, bro. No, atomizer. If you're anywhere close to the average, which is $2,000 a month, I would look at Mexico. I'm just telling you, flat out. Because I don't want you to go to a place where you're living off your Social Security atomizer and it's tight. Like your cost of living and what you have, you're redlining every month. I don't want that. I need you to have you need to have a buffer of a few $100s a month because you're in a new place, because unexpectedly. I didn't tell you guys, my water just turned off yesterday. I haven't had running water in my place since before noon yesterday, like 10 a.m. yesterday. So it's been about 24 hours, 26 hours. I found because it's low season here, and it was a highly rated place. I got a room for $18 a night. So me and my son will go over here this afternoon, and I just want to have just a shower up and do everything. The electricity's on and whatnot. But when you have situations like this, atomizer, and you're redlining your finances, you don't have room in case something like this happens. So if you think that you're limited Social Security income, please look at Mexico first. And here's the thing, I don't know anything about Dominica. I've heard Andre the farmer, who's a friend of mine who goes back and forth between Orlando, Florida, and Playa del Carmen, Mexico. He loves Dominica. He said that's his favorite island, and he's a Caribbean cat. His parents are Caribbean. He loved it. I don't know much about it. But I'll look it up though, based on what you're talking about, what Andre said. With regards to other countries, the Caribbean storm damage and power structure, engineering, project management, construction management. Man, listen, the world's your oyster, bro. Just set your consultancy business up the right way. You'll be able to write your ticket. And you'll be able to go to multiple places. Because if you're talking about infrastructure and you're talking about infrastructure and project management and these emerging countries, you might make more money in these emerging countries as a consultant than you did working in the United States. Something to consider. In my state, Georgia farmers protesting about that. Georgia Power trying to get rid of farms. Guys, where do they get artificial intelligence from? From human beings, from us. That's who builds our AI. That's who trains AI. So they need that much data because Georgia's a powerhouse in terms of food production. So you're going to interrupt one of the better states in the union of producing food because you need another data center and you need more water? Why can't you use salt water? Why does it have to be fresh water? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Like the teachers used to say, man, put your thinking caps on. Come on, guys. Let's start thinking. Let's be smart. Let's be smart. Question everything. Don't fall back on your No, trust your instincts. Don't fall back on your narratives. Question everything right now, guys. I'm telling you, it's a serious time, okay? So, free agents is our name. That's what we're rolling with. You guys go to the Facebook group, Next Chapter 4, same name. You'll see it. You'll see my picture. You'll see the logo or whatever. You'll see it. Or wait a minute. I can do you one better. Here. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on. Groups. Okay, here we go. Let me share the screen. Here we go. All right, so this is what it looks like, guys. Next chapter forward. Black men 50 plus seeking opportunities abroad. Okay. So you'll know that you're in the right place. I put up a post going live today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the place. So I'll be visible in here every day. Come join this. All right. Come check us out and let's grow this thing. Okay. All right. You guys have a great rest of your week. If you have any questions, I always come back in and answer those. So leave your questions, but thank you to Colin T. Good luck on your migration to Ghana, bro. Ghana's a great country. Been there a couple times. I love it. Amando Garcia, William Newberry, M. Namdi. Where's my man? That broke down. Jermaine Knowles. Thank you for tuning in. The Atomizer, good to see you again. Johnny Blaze, baby. Don Worldwide, new subscriber. Welcome to all you free agents, man. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. And until next time,